audio. Oh, that doesn't help me at all. I got excited. I love podcasts. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of This My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. With me this week, like he is all the time, every week. He's always here.
It's me.
It's Eric, the Whiskey Mutant.
Whiskey Mutant. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
Blue, I guess. I don't know. Maybe black. Black and blue together. It's the color your eyes going to be
Bruce
after all.
Over here. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
There's this story about this Australian news reporter, and it's something like that. And he had Coldplay on the show one time, and he was like so overly excited about having Coldplay on. And he starts the whole interview with, "What's your favorite Coldplay song?" "Mine's The Scientist." Like, didn't even let them.
He's asking Coldplay what their favorite Coldplay song is.
And so that's my what's your favorite color? It's what's your favorite Coldplay song? Mine's The Scientist. That's my bio on a couple of different social media things. But anyway, hi everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here.
Ho, ho.
It's Christmas week.
Bah humbug.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. You hear those sleigh bells ring. I am old Kris Kringle.
Oh, Kris Kringle.
I'm not.
I'm the king of jingling.
That's the rest of it. I couldn't remember. If you're here for the first time and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Whether you're on YouTube or listening in a podcast app, hit the bell if you're on
Ding. Over here.
YouTube as well. Let you know when we post new videos, when I go live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Follow us on social media at My Bourbon Pod, at Whiskey Mutant.
It's me.
Check out all of our apparel and merchandise, bourbonshop.threadless.com. Send us questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. We've had a lot of good correspondence from last week's episode.
I think people are digging the what am I trying to say? The just normal conversation starter topic for people who are fans of bourbon. Yeah,
it's y'all have really responded well to that episode. So we're going to do more of that, I would say, moving forward. What am I missing?
I'm getting ready.
Barrel rings?
Barrel rings?
Yeah. 859-428-8253. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
So we can listen to it on the show.
I always say it's the easiest way to get on a show. You ever wanted to be on a podcast?
You got thoughts, you got feelings, you want to let us know that we're smacking our lips too much into the microphone?
Yeah. You want to let us know, stop snacking.
Genuinely.
Stop snacking, start yapping.
It's not the snacking part that upsets
stop
people.
Smacking,
it's that we
start yapping.
are smacking our lips too much.
We're going to work on that.
Genuinely, we apologize for it.
Unless you like it. And if you do, send us a DM and we will give you a different cut of the episode when we do Sips and Snacks where you get all the sounds.
All smacks. Oops, all smacks.
Oops, all smacks.
Which is already a cereal.
Yeah.
But
well,
it's already hot.
Baby.
I haven't even had anything to drink yet.
Well, I poured you up something.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get to the flying blind here in a second. But also, Patreon. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month. For as little as $5 a month, you get bonus content.
You got a nice little post on Patreon right now.
Yeah, I get the feeling.
You're going to make me hot.
You're going to have to take that sweater off.
You're going to make me hot in a good way. I'm not talking about being mad.
There's an exclusive post over there for all patrons. But
there you go. You got to be Patreon.
But you get pregame chats, which comes out before every episode. You get Pours from the Floor.
Yep.
That's coming back next year. You get Samply Irresistible. We're wrapping up season 3
next year
in a couple of weeks. It will be next year, I guess, before we...
How many times are we going to... I can't wait. This time next year.
See you guys next year. It's December 31st. I ain't seen you since last year.
I haven't seen my dad since 20-some years ago.
Let's be sad all of a sudden. No, it's fine. But also, this has come up in conversation a few times recently. You don't have to use the Patreon app to listen to the Patreon stuff.
Right. You just have to tell them about it.
When you sign up to be a patron at the $5 tier, you get an exclusive RSS feed, which means that it's basically the link that has access to all of the audio content that we do for Patreon. And what you can do with that link is you can put it in your podcast app.
Put it in your...
No. Okay. Podcast app.
Okay.
Put that in your podcast app and smoke it.
Yeah. Yeah. Chug it.
It's the only one that doesn't allow for it is Spotify. But Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Overcast, basically all of them.
Yeah.
There should be an option when you go into like settings or searching for new shows that says add by RSS feed. So all you do is you just take that RSS link, copy it, paste it, and then it's like
it just pops up normal.
It's just it just pops up normal. It technically looks like its own show. But it's, I know, and most of you know, that the Patreon mobile app is garbage.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad.
Horrible.
And this is a better way for people to listen to the bonus stuff that we do. And I encourage it as well, because you might miss out on a lot of fun stuff. That we're doing over there. We ever
say something, then people are just like, what the hell
what are they talking about?
And it's probably on the Patreon.
And we've got new Patreon bonus content that we've got planned for the new year as well. Some of that's already recorded, just kind of locked and loaded, ready to go. Are you winking?
Yeah.
The other camera's in my way, so I can't see what you do.
Right.
But I think that's about it.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a shorter episode this week. Eric's got to run. He's got some stuff to take care of. He's Santa's little helper.
I am.
So,
not the dog.
What?
Santa's little helper. The dog from Simpsons.
Oh, sorry.
Let me eat your shorts, man.
I'm going to choke you, Bart. That famous Simpsons line.
Yeah. The one.
Come here, Bart, I'm going to choke you.
Child abuse,
No, Father, do not.
Oh.
Anyway, we're going to start the show out this week. Because we had so many sips and snacks last week, we figured we'd dial it back a little bit.
Anybody going to pop in here? Do I need to be ready?
If anybody's popping in, I don't know about it.
Freaking came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like Spider Monkey.
We're going to start out with Flying Blind this week.
Yeah.
Eric's provided the blind. He gave me a nice little pour there.
I did.
Maybe there is somebody stopping by.
Santa.
I've already had to wrangle up somebody else's dog.
Really?
Today. Yeah, there was a husky from across the street that got loose. And Marie, of course, surprise, surprise, started barking at it. And so I ran out. The sweetest dog. She was like jumping all over me and everything. But I had to leash her, and I called her owner. And he was like, "Oh, well, my wife's at home. Just take her over there.
Just keep the dog.
Just the dog's yours now." What if that was the rule?
Remember that time that you got that one dog and
it was named Bourbon?
Yeah.
Have I told that story on the podcast before?
I feel like you have. It's probably. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are listening that probably have not heard it, but I think we talked about it.
Yeah, but we were on the way home from my parents' house, and it was funny because we had debated on whether or not to bring our dogs over to their house, which is not an uncommon practice. Even like before we had Eden, it got to the point where it was just too much. Like Eden was getting more active, needed more attention. And we were like, we just need to leave the dogs at home. And it's a good thing we did, because we were driving down Winchester Road. And we saw another husky running across the road, literally. And Lucy and I were like, do we stop? Do we try to catch it? And we were like, yeah, we would want somebody to do that for our dog.
Yeah.
It would be, if the tables were turned, we wanted somebody to be that nice. And so we went and caught it. Didn't have a chip, didn't have a tag, didn't have anything. We didn't know what to do. I got on Facebook and started looking around at like the lost pets pages on Facebook.
Just creeping.
And
Lost Pets.
I think I just searched for like husky or something. And sure enough, there was a picture of that dog, and the lady who posted about it said his name is Bourbon.
You're like, what?
Of all the dogs for me to find, the one named Bourbon. So just in case we ever ran across that dog again, that lady's number is saved in my phone as Bourbon the dog's mom.
You should call her up sometime.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I'd prefer not to. I think that dog might be out there again. I don't know what's happening, man.
I mean, it's going crazy. They're going crazy in there.
Oh, it's Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon working extra hard this week and coming to my house too. They've been stopping by like every day.
I did like 2 big bulk orders of Amazon delivery, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like each payday over the past couple of weeks, I was like, just all at once. I was like, this sucks.
I mean Santa.
I was Santa. Sorry.
If you got kids listening, it was Santa coming a little early.
We should have disclaimed.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, let's get to this.
Okay.
It smells real nice.
It does, doesn't it? It's kind of holiday-ish. And I picked this because, well, I'll explain later, but I feel like this is something that I would only pull out during the holidays.
You're only pulling it out during the holidays?
Well, I had a vasectomy, so I'm not really pulling it out. Let me refrain. I would only pour this during the holidays. You've probably had this, but I have not had this in a while, and I don't think you've had it in a long time either. It's very unique.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
And do you get like, well, this is not something that you would just sit and crush a bottle of.
No, it's a thinker.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
It's a way homer.
It's like chocolate rhubarb and stout.
Yeah, it is stouty. I would have thought at first that maybe it had been finished in a stout barrel. Like, it kind of reminds me of that Elijah Craig that they partnered. I think it was Goose Island.
Yeah.
Partnered on with Goose Island. It came in the little grenade bottles.
Yeah.
You remember those?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
I don't remember. You had one.
I have one. I don't know where it is at the moment. Maybe if I get a second when you're talking about what you've been drinking, I can grab it. Because I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if I had it or not.
But it's not indifferent. I mean, it does have like Heaven Hill characteristics about it as well. I don't know if it is Heaven Hill. Is it?
No.
Okay. Well, what is it?
It's a new riff.
Other than good.
It's that winter one.
Oh, it's better than I remember it being.
New riff, winter whiskey. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey made with malted oat and chocolate malt.
It's much better than I remember it being.
Bottled in bond. And yeah, so I know you like stouts. And to me, I only like stouts usually when it's cold or whatever. And this to me seems like it's a very wintry, just pull. I keep saying pull out. I'm talking pulling out so much. You bring it out during like Christmas or something for like one pour. Like, try this. Like, it's like a chocolatey, malty stout.
It does feel, it's so warm.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a warm pour.
Yeah. Bottled fall 2020. I didn't know that we'd had
this. It's been around that long?
Distilled in 2015. Dang.
Before the podcast was even a twinkle in my eye.
New Riff's been around a while. I still feel like
they have.
I talk New Riff and I'm like, man, there's last year I just started. Now it's like we're like 10 years old now.
I mean, they've been distilling since 2012, I think.
Yeah,
2012, 2013, something like that.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know if this is still around anywhere. If anybody's wanting one.
Probably not.
But there you go. I didn't know if they brought it. They made like another like year of it or something. Mash bill, 65% corn, 20% malted oats, 7% pale ale malt, 5% steel cut raw oats, 3% chocolate malt. 5 grain?
Sounds like it.
Well, there you go.
I dig it, man.
I like it.
It's really good.
I think it has opened up a lot more than when we first had it.
Yeah, when we first had it, I remember it being kind of bitter.
Yeah.
Just not being a big fan of it at all. But it's nice.
Winter whiskey.
I dig it. What have you been drinking recently?
I'm
I'm going to see if I can find this Elijah Craig while you're talking.
I made the maple old fashioned.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and it was amazing. It was just as good as we thought it would be. If you listened last week, took the Wilderness Trail rye finished in maple. Got some bitters, a little orange peel, and I used the maple syrup that we had that was used to help make that Wilderness Trail. And I used it as my simple syrup. It's not really simple syrup, it's maple syrup. There is an empty box in hand. So we have a live grenade somewhere.
I see it over there. I'm just going to have to go around and get it.
Be careful. Don't want to explode. What else have I been drinking? So, yeah.
I got to go downstairs to get it.
Dude, don't tell me you have a basement. Oh, you did really good with that. That was really good. Can you do an escalator?
No.
Okay. Had some 2XO. Just a little pour. I've worked the last 2 nights or so.
Wait, there's not much left of that.
Oh, and I had that smoke wagon. Oh. Yeah, had that smoke wagon. It's a limited, like, small batch or something like that. It's got a little medallion on it, a little red medallion. I think that means it's special. I don't know. If you're a smoke wagon fan, I think that's a big deal.
You're a smoke wagon fan.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan. I just don't know, like, this single barrel was, like there was that whole story about, like, the lost barrel and all that stuff. When somebody bought the barrel and then somebody else said it was their barrel and all that.
Yeah.
I have the bottle of that. It's empty because it was brought to the meetup by John Hughes in Bellish Pod. And when we were cleaning up, I was like, that's a cool bottle just to have as like a
display piece.
Yeah. So yeah, I have that. So if you see me at my house, and that's not actually got anything in it. So there you go. BTS, baby, behind the scenes.
There you go.
Or K-pop, whichever one you prefer.
Isn't one of those guys, isn't he serving in the military right now?
I think they all have to. I think or at least some of them.
So what like, is the band on hiatus or?
Yeah, because I think when you become a certain age, you have to be enlisted or something like that. Or like they went as long as they could without having to be enlisted. I don't know. So, got this little grenade guy here.
Yeah.
This is Elijah Craig Beer Barrel Finish.
Yeah.
94 proof.
I'll talk real quick, too, about what I've been drinking recently. Went over to Mom and Dad's the other night and pulled out.
God, here we go. Hey, no, you all doing it at your mom and dad's house?
No. I found in my dad's collection an old Bellmead Cast Strength Reserve.
Is this a screw top?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it. Oh, there it is.
Just like the grenades.
Yeah.
Which I had not had in a while.
Bellmead. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like I don't remember. It was batch 9. But I think that was like a 9 or 10-year-old batch.
They were all 8 and above.
They were killer, man.
God. Yeah, and you showed me that, and I was like, those are some of the best. And I looked at some stuff, and I was like, there is my last bottle of those Bellmeads, which I have a Bellmead that, like, they changed it there for a little bit, and they made the proofs all the same. Yeah. And it was like a printed label. But those Bellmeads that have, like, written on them, like, the, pen, and it says different proofs and stuff, are some of the best MGP, like, like below like 13 years old, like you could get. And I have one that will probably show up on Pours from the Floor. It probably needs to be finished.
I'm getting sad thinking about all these bottles that we're finishing now.
I know, dude.
I didn't intend for this to get finished, but there was so little left in it that it didn't make sense for me to.
I have so many things like that too, like that not even were on the floor, but we're just like behind a bottle or two or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to finish this. Like I don't want it to get worse.
Yeah.
Or aired out or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that is different.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. What?
Complete 180 from thinking that something smells and tastes like stout to this just being stout.
That smells like soy sauce, which I always say is what
it's what you get kind of with stouts. It's so chocolatey though. It is still inherently Heaven Hill. It smells to me even like walking into the Heaven Hill Visitor Center.
Oh, yeah.
The Bourbon Heritage Experience or whatever the crap it's called.
That's a stout. That's not a bourbon. That's a stout. That tastes so much like a stout to me.
It's so fruity, though.
Do
you get that?
I get all milk chocolate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of red, like, but it's almost like candy, like red gusher fruit candy.
I think that's the second week
I think so too. Yeah.
The nose is a stout all the way, and I get chocolate, like milk chocolate.
I think I remember. So this came out in 2020, and they did a because it was such a novel thing at the time, and everybody was doing it. They did a virtual tasting.
Oh yeah.
Like we all hopped on Zoom together with people from Heaven Hill, and I think even somebody from Goose Island too. And they were talking about the process of collaborating and making it and everything. It was at like 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday or something. I mean, it was a weird time
when everybody accepted day drinking.
Yeah, exactly. It was a weird time when they planned it. And I feel like I remember even getting a Goose Island stout out to pair with.
Oh, I got a lot. I got more cherry right there.
Did you?
Right on the front end. Chocolate finish front cherry.
Yeah.
So on those virtual tastings like that, were you able to like ask questions and talk about it? So was there anybody that was just fucking annoying? You know when you do a bourbon tour and people are like, I mean.
No, the thing about that is it was all. I hate to keep using this word, influencers, or personalities.
Right.
Like there were whiskey journalists and lifestyle folks and whatnot, but I mean, for the most part,
was Whiskey Advocate on there?
Probably, or somebody from Whiskey Advocate. Mm-hmm. I know Chad and Sarah were on there. I know Steve Coombs was on there. I think maybe somebody from Bourbon Pursuit was in there as well.
Tony for Bourbon Pursuit. The one they don't show.
The fourth guy.
The one they don't show.
Yeah.
Y'all know that? Y'all know that?
Bourbon Pursuit has a fourth guy.
Tony.
And they film it that he's on camera. And they record him and everything. Yeah. But when they edit the video, they crop him out.
Yeah.
So it's always just kind of like he'll poke his head in every now and then.
Have you ever seen him do a whiskey quickie and they kind of look to the side a little different? And you're like, what are they looking at? Tony.
Yeah, Tony's there.
Yeah. Ryan, Kenny, Tony, and Fred.
I love starting conspiracy theories about other podcasts.
I mean, message them and ask them.
Let's, who's next?
Each week, we're going to do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Notice when in their videos, it'll be off just a little bit. That's where they crop Tony out. Tony Pursuit.
Oh, that's right. The podcast is actually named after him.
Yeah, his last name's Pursuit.
His middle name's Bourbon.
Yeah. Tony Bourbon Pursuit. They just cropped Tony out and that's Bourbon Pursuit.
It's weird. It's weird that they, took his name and everything.
I mean, they get along. That's just how it ends up in the editing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're all, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I figured I'd ask you a little question, too. I don't want this episode to be too short.
No, we got
an hour.
Yeah.
Anything that you're planning on pulling out for the Christmas, the holidays, the weekend?
Funny you ask. I have a new bottle that I'm not telling you about. I traded some. Okay. I'm going to say it.
Oh, my gosh.
No, okay, let me set this up here, and then we can talk about it next week.
Okay.
After we've already had it.
Okay. Yeah, because as of recording, tomorrow night is the Ritter and Smith family annual Christmas get-together.
Right.
Where we
do a little gift exchange, eat, drink, Chase eating around.
She's finally warmed up to you, dude.
Finally.
It took her a while.
No, she was warmed up in the beginning. Then she got all mature and she's like a little teenager and she's like, get away from me. And now she's back around to like, okay.
Because you're the scary dad.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened. It was like we started off up in this like best friends. We went down low to this like, who are you, stranger, danger, to back to where we're pretty warm right now. So she
was even kind of blowing you kisses earlier.
Yeah,
it was
did.
sweet.
Yeah,
it was very cute.
We're back. Maybe we'll see after I give her present what she says.
But great. But yeah, so tomorrow night is our annual holiday get together thing, and I have something pretty awesome for Eric that I'm excited for him to open up. Ooh. I don't know what Eric's got in store for me.
I do. I think you're going to get a good pop out of it.
It can't be.
It's not dirty, so you can.
It's not like last year.
No, you can actually like post about this one and stuff.
Okay. Did I ever share what it was last year that you gave me?
I feel like you did on Patreon.
I might have. I'll tell you now, just because it's been a year, and I think that the sheen has kind of worn off. You got me this like really cool Dragon Ball Z like beer glass, which I love. But inside the beer glass was a shot glass, and it's behind me somewhere over on the bar, and it says "Danger, Giant Penis," and it just it killed me. Trying to hide that from your kids too, who are running around. It was just great, man. It was so funny. But yeah.
But so I got you a gift. I think you're going to really dig it. But so somebody at work was, some word gets around like, hey, this guy, bourbon guy, whatever. I'll be the bourbon guy, whatever. And he was like, I really want a Weller 107 for Christmas. Like he was saying, like, it's not something he doesn't drink bourbon a lot, but that's one that he's had before. He wanted to bring it to a family thing. And he was asking me where to get it. And unfortunately I was like, dude, like you're not gonna be able to get it.
Good luck.
But I do have a few extra. So I said,
it's fine.
I said, you know what?
Once a week.
Yeah. So I was like, I've got one, and I said, I don't really want to sell it to you. I want you to have it, but maybe we could do a trade or something like that. Like, because he's like, well, I'll give you like secondary, or I'll give you this. And I was like, if you got some stuff to trade, why don't you trade me? Like, trade me something. And so he came back with like a list of a few bottles. He said, these are stuff I haven't opened. I don't know if I will, whatever. And there was one on there. These are like, I'm not saying it's like a Pappy or it's not like a B-Tac or anything, but there was a bottle on there that I do not have that I've seen before. And I was like, you would trade me a OWA for this? He's like, yeah. I was like, I got 2 of those. He's like, it's really good. I'm like, well, okay. And it's double the year. If we say that OWA is like 7-year product. It's double the age of that. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'll take this and I'll bring you a Old Weller Antique. It's not nothing crazy. Like, people know what it. People will be like, "Oh, I've had that and stuff." But to me, I've never bought a bottle of this, and I've heard it's really good. So put your guesses below what you think it might be.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments, man.
Yeah,
I got no idea.
Double the age,
man.
Yeah.
Okay,
and it's something that I was like, "Okay, let's do this."
Is it MGP?
No.
Oh. Okay. Alrighty then.
Yeah. So we're going to pop that tomorrow. We're going to pull it out.
We're going to pull it out tomorrow. If the wind doesn't collapse the studio, I think I might know what it is. But
okay.
I think I might know.
Okay.
I got an idea.
So yeah, that I'll have that on our party. For actual Christmas, I usually make eggnog. And I use Maker's 46.
Yeah.
And I do like it's called a spiced gingerbread eggnog. So it's Maker's 46. Make the eggnog stuff up, put a lot of cinnamon and ginger in it. So I'll have that for Christmas morning. Luckily, I don't have to work Christmas Eve or Christmas. I do, in order to be off for that, I got to work New Year's Eve and New Year's night, or New Year's Day. But that's beside the point.
Well, you know what you could drink?
You hear that?
Yeah, I did. It came through the mic. You know what you could drink your eggnog out of? Your Christmas Morning Means Bourbon mug. Available exclusively at bourbonshop.threadless.com.
Can they get it by now?
Maybe.
Mine? You have one for me?
No.
Oh. I was like, did you just give up your gift?
No.
Did you just spoil the gift?
No, I did.
I do have a National Lampoon's Moose glass, though. You got to fly on you.
I felt that. I saw it fly out of the corner of my eye, too. Lucy got I guess they had it at Total Wine, but they had basically like that size of the little mini snifter.
Uh-huh. The moose
shot glasses.
I like that.
Yeah, so she got that one for her best friend for their Christmas exchange.
Let me tell you what April got Lucy. Or do you want to be surprised?
I want to know.
So I don't really get this reference, but apparently her and April talk about Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I know you know Schitt's Creek too.
I love that show.
So she got this, she got an ornament, and it's a key and a keychain to I guess a hotel or something that they have. So she was like, "Oh, we talk about Schitt's Creek," and that was so it's like this big.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So, I love that.
I'm not telling you what I got you.
So. I figured you wouldn't. I'm not telling you what I got you either.
Don't even.
When I thought of, so I went through a thought process of what to get you. I had a couple of different ideas, but when this one hit me, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like I had to do it. It just made the most sense to me. And it's something it's got a little something extra special to it.
Did you christen it?
Yeah, I peed all over that thing.
I was like, it smells like Perry.
Something smells different about this.
How does it smell?
Anyway.
I can't wait. I guess, you got to come back next week to figure out all this stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because this is we're calling this our Christmas week episode. We're recording it a week and a half in advance of Christmas. Yeah. But the thing is, we are recording actually 2 days before Christmas, but that will be our post-Christmas episode.
Right. So this is the episode everybody's listening while maybe they're traveling to Christmas dinners and that. So this comes out right before Christmas. But So what are you going to be pouring or drinking?
Well, I feel like it goes without saying that I'm going to wind up pulling out a Riffmas story.
Yeah. Pull out that pink.
I said pull out, and I didn't even mean to.
Yeah, that's what that's the title.
This is my pull out episode.
That's the title. Check. Title of the episode.
Sometimes magic just happens, Sometimes it all comes together. Anyway.
Comes together.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah.
Takes a...
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have this like thought in mind too of trying to share. So I have been so busy this year that I haven't been able to see like it used to be common that I would go over to Lucy's dad's house and I would have a bunch of like new stuff to share with him. And, it's the same thing I do with my dad. That I have bottles that I really want to share with people and want to bring around, and because I find them special and I think it's important to give.
Yeah.
So
You're always a giver.
I have, yeah, man. Yeah. I have this like thought in mind of taking a bunch of the bottles, like whether it's media samples or things that I've just kind of accumulated over the past year, and just trying to like share those with him, share them with, if there's something like,
finish them off, share them.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Jack Daniels, the single malt, twice barreled sherry. I want to share with him. I've not gotten to share the Parkers yet with my dad either.
There you go.
So that's going to get
plenty of that left.
brought out. But also, I went through and I cleaned up some of the studio.
I saw that.
Just got some bottles put away and organized, and trying just to be more proactive about it instead of just letting bottles accumulate on the floor that I then knock over or trip over or fall backwards into. Yeah.
That's a thing.
We don't talk about that.
No.
But just trying to finish off some bottles or kind of, I have my label specific infinity bottles that I love so much. And that those are kind of like my own special little private selection or private blend.
Mom, get out of my private box.
Diving into some of those, and I'm going to have a heck of an Elijah Craig barrel proof infinity bottle here in a couple of weeks.
When you should come over to the house one day and you can just take like a sample of like all the Elijah Craig barrel proofs I have too.
Gosh, I would love that.
See how much more we can put in.
I might just bring it over tomorrow night.
Yeah, we could just go through and just throw
some stuff in there.
I got all the picks that we've got recently.
That old one, too.
Yeah,
just a smattering of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like just trying to. It's one of those like giving myself a reason to break out some special things, even bottles that like I have a couple ounces left in, and I'm just like holding on to for times like this.
Perry's random Christmas pour.
I'm gonna spin a wheel,
dude. That'd be awesome.
Actually, kind of fun. Not a terrible idea.
Yeah, you should do it like the 12 hours of Christmas. Every hour you do a new pour.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I go like share a story on Instagram.
Yeah. What's this hour? There we go. It's a friggin'
love that.
Whatever.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Now,
shall we review a thing?
Well, even though it's Christmas, it's close to Happy New Year!
Yay!
And what else is there to review other than... And the reason we're doing this now is because the episode that will come out during New Year's will actually be our top 10 episode.
Yeah.
So
we're recording. So next week's episode is going to be our top 10 list episode, I suppose.
Man, I got to narrow my stuff down. I've got so many things. I've got like almost a clear like top couple, and then there's some that I'm like I can't figure out what's going in what right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually sit down and like go through all that. So this is a blend of 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10-year-old straight bourbon whiskeys from. Strap in, folks. Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Wyoming. Huh?
Don't pull out, strap in.
Dang it. Now I got to start over.
Sorry.
Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Wyoming, New York, Texas, and Maryland.
Okay.
$84.99.
And every year there's a new one of these.
Every year there is a new one, man.
This is a 2023. So this is the new year.
It's from the future, man.
It's from the future. Let's see what bourbon has changed in the future. Marty.
Marty, we got. But Barrell did send this to us for review.
Yeah.
So we're getting into it. They sent us a little beanie as well. Maybe I should put the beanie on for.
Put the beanie on. Maybe that's part of the experience of this.
Yeah.
Don't drop your.
Oh, my leg needs to pop.
Pop it.
Ah, it's cramping.
Help him.
Oh no.
Are you good? Come on.
Okay, I think I got it.
Start doing a massage right here on air. Perry's putting on the beanie. It's a nice beanie.
I like the beanie.
Yeah. You look like you're about to drink some Barrell and pour up a nice IPA.
Or some kombucha.
Yeah.
I had kombucha not too long ago for the first time.
Really?
I really liked it.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
It's nice. I used to be a beanie guy in college. And
I used to be a Beanie Baby guy.
Did you really?
Collected some Beanie Babies here and there.
That's what you do in the 90s.
Yeah.
But then Lucy was like, hey, don't wear a beanie anymore.
I'm going to tell on you.
Oh, I'm going to go out there with it.
She's going to look at you and go,
no.
You're not a beanie guy. So. Oh, I think it looks good.
I think I'm a beanie guy.
I like it. You've got it perfectly fit there to where it shows your hair.
But that's what I like.
I know. See, I can't do that good because my hair is not as thick there.
Beanie review, comfortable, warm, not as itchy as it was when we first got it.
I'm going to give it on you a 8 out of 10 beanies.
And I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 beans.
Really? 5 out of 5 beans.
4.
Beans, though?
Beans.
I'm going to give it 7 out of 8 hacky sacks.
It does transform my look, though.
Yeah, dude.
With the glasses and everything. Yeah.
Getting a little closer to that Patreon picture.
Oh, come on.
Hot.
That's one of the reasons I'm cutting my hair soon. I can't have you looking at me all the time going, man, if only he was a girl.
You're getting close. That hair's getting close, baby.
If only that chromosome hadn't.
Need that Y. Okay. It smells pretty good. It smells like a Barrell product. Like, there is a, right on the bat,
yeah.
When you smell a Barrell product.
Right on the bat, not right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Is it on the bat?
It's off the bat, but I really like right on the bat.
Right on the bat. Bam, right there. We haven't hit it out yet. It's right on. No, there's like this, like, you almost get a little bit of that Tennessee, but then there's like a lot of other things that make it kind of rounded.
I'm getting a lot of the Tennessee. I'm getting a lot of like New York too.
Pizza and garbage. Sorry, no, that's not. That was a joke.
He meant garbage water.
Joke. It's a joke. Humor.
I can't joke when I'm wearing a beanie.
You're all serious.
I got slam poetry I got to go to later.
And you got to save a couple trees.
I got to wear my friendship
While you
bracelets.
hacky sack all the way down to the tree that you decide.
I'm just jumping back and forth, hacky sacking all the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, that Tennessee does come through. But there is like there's almost like a raisin note in there.
Yeah, there's something going on. I think my brain went to like dates.
Okay, that's kind of like a prune.
Yeah.
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 Prune juice.
Like a a prune raisin.
Yeah. Remember those raisins?
A raisin.
The raisins that were like a band.
I'm a raisin over here.
Hey.
Oh, the
Dude,
California
raisins.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had toys.
They had a show too, didn't they?
I don't know. They're badass.
They're terrifying looking.
They're badass.
They scared me. I
Metal,
had nightmares.
I like the palate better than the nose, honestly. That's pretty good.
I would have thought that was finished.
If I was going to say that's finished, I would say it's finished in some sort of like, I don't know, like an orange something, like a
Orange curacao.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
The orange one.
Oh, it's very citrusy. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this performed very well in Clifton's top 10.
Oh, bourbon
of the
bites.
I want to
check out Clifty.
I wanna-
Bourbon bites.
confirm that real quick.
Now, did he put scotches and stuff in his? Did he do everything?
He did like American whiskeys that were not.
Oh, there he is. Cute little Cliff.
He did something really interesting too. He included Todd Cooper.
Really?
Kind
Trying to steal our man?
of helping. No, he's
He's
his
stealing our man?
top patron as well.
The number one? This was his number one? Spoiler alert.
Sorry, Clifton. He kind of spoiled it on my stream last night though, where
Well,
he was
his
like,
has been out. This has been out for a while. So his list will have been out
Yeah,
for a while now.
yeah,
So
exactly.
you've had time.
yeah. That is a bold proclamation, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's Clifton's palate. Like, that's fine. I don't know if I would put this as my top, but
I think it's really good though.
I was going to say, but it's good.
Yeah,
Out of all we were talking about this off air. I don't think we talked about it on Patreon.
maybe it was on Patreon. I don't remember.
But how the barrel products this year, we've had Vantage, which was really good. Mm-hmm. And some of the other ones were just kind of like, well, they're all right.
And it's funny because, we do wind up putting allocated products into our top 10 list, but with the gray labels and the gold labels, which are $250 and $500 respectively, excuse me. I have a hard time putting them into consideration.
Yeah.
Even if I do love them. Which one of them I kind of did. The other ones I thought were a little iffy. But that is such I don't know, it's such a bizarrely limited
We could do
and specific product.
It would be like a side category of like, try to get a sample of this.
Yeah.
That would be mine. I wouldn't put it in the top. I just think it's hard recommending something that expensive.
Yeah, and something that is so scarce.
Yeah.
Too. So.
Man, I like this.
Oh, I really, really like this.
This was good.
I think I'm bringing back the beanie, man.
Do it.
I think I'm going to get back to at least this one. I don't know where my college beanie is. It was kind of ratty anyway.
Find you some beanies. We'll find some beanies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that little bit of like pooge in the back.
Mm-hmm. You got the hair. You got good hair for a beanie right now.
Even if my hair's short.
No, I like the back. I like the back curl with the beanie.
Little mullet action.
Yeah, I like that.
Can't really see it on camera.
I like that. Never take that off.
We are having a really tough time focusing today.
I know. It's like Christmas.
Last week's episode was super focused and super to the point, and this week we're just like,
beanies, hacky sacks, save a tree.
Ugh.
So on the palate,
it's so bright.
it is very bright, almost watermelon.
Yeah,
Like a watermelon candy.
watermelon popsicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not popsicle, sucker.
Sucker.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking like.
Well, what about the freeze pops?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
I see when I drink this, I do when I taste in colors and stuff. Pink was very prominent.
It's very prominent for sure. I am missing some darker notes.
I think
to this,
yeah.
But like, there is also a poetic side to me that goes, oh, but this is so bright and it's so new and it's like the fresh start to the new year. Like, you don't want things to be too dark. You don't want things to be too,
right.
you know, like and this is, you know, me having been an art student and having, you know, analyzed. I was almost I almost had an art history degree as well, but just taking that like analysis portion of it and applying that to some of these things, it's it feels like a statement for, you know, bringing yourself into the new year.
Yeah, it's a good, essentially. It's a bright, fresh pour.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I like it a lot.
Do you now? Kind of going off this, just a question. Like, if you could only have a brighter tasting whiskey or those dark notes tasting whiskey, like, what would you prefer?
I would prefer dark.
Okay. That's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I love sweet. I love bright.
But I'm going to try to keep that from hindering my review.
No, that was just
keeping it from, you know,
just a question.
Yeah.
Just curiosity.
Because like, I mean, we when we do these reviews too, we say, well, I like this, but I miss that. And, you know, that's kind of where I am with it right now. But I mean, overall, it's really solid.
Yeah.
I think that what I like the most about these New Year's releases too is that they wind up being a pretty easy thing to kind of collect.
Yeah.
You know, it's an annual release at a pretty affordable price. It's not got the scarcity of something like an antique collection bottle. The fact that it's sourced from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different states means that it's a pretty large batch.
Yeah.
Too.
You know what? This in my head, I don't know if I would like report for myself so much. This is a good bottle. If you were having like a New Year's party and you just like had everybody, you had a big party and you're like, oh, let's pop the New Year bottle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I think this is something that a lot of different people would enjoy. And it would be fun just to know that you shared this bottle with a bunch of people. Like almost crushed the bottle.
It's been tradition for me over the past couple of New Year's, you know, because we have been fortunate enough to get different sizes of sample bottles of this, to have that be my New Year pour, whether it's like right after the ball drops or, you know, as it is dropping. Yeah. So I mean, you know, again, like that poetic kind of romanticized portion of things.
Joke in there somewhere though. Just
there is. But yeah, I definitely see myself digging into this in the
just chug. You just take the rest of this, and that's you just
chug it from the bottle
as it's counting down.
While I'm wearing my beanie.
While you're wearing the beanie. 10, 9, 8. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah, man. And yeah, at $85, I don't mind the price.
No,
I don't have any problem with that.
It lives up to that price.
Yeah. So, nose, palate, finish, and price is our review system. Each category is out of 5. Final score out of 20. On the nose, I like, but I don't love what's going on. I am going to give a 2.5.
Damn. You stole my score. 2.5 too. Like, the more I smelled it, the more that Tennessee note came out. And I think it does. Yeah, the palate is way better than the nose to me. And I think maybe that makes the palate even better because it's like, okay. And then the palate kind of gets bright and you don't get any of that mineral stuff.
There's like a wintergreen mint note on the nose, though, that helps kind of push it past the Tennessee of it all. if I were just getting the
Mint
Tennessee
Flintstone vitamin.
if ever a thing existed, if it were just the Tennessee note, it would probably be at like a 1 or a 1.5. But the fact that there is something else that I can kind of dig into a little bit there. And, there's a little bit of like hints of baking spices and, but I just, again, liking darker flavors. I wish that it were a little bit more prominent. Don't love 2.5. Palate
113.54 proof.
It doesn't drink like it. It drinks a lot lower than that.
Yeah.
I do sincerely like the palate though. Would you give it
3.5?
3.5 as well, man. Yeah, it's just an easy sipper and something that like I want to share with people.
Yeah, it's
too.
A shareable pour.
Yeah, but it is also. I do find myself being thoughtful about it and taking the time to figure out what's going on. So, there is an aspect of it that feels crushable.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, it's a sipper.
Yeah.
So 3.5 faux show. I'm going to take another drink of this though, just so I can get the finish is the one part that I've kind of not paid attention to.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say it. I gave the finish a 3. It's kind of there. It's kind of not lingering to me. Like I don't get a ton on the finish, but there's a little bit of a finish. It's not bad, and it's not great. Kind of drops off kind of quick.
Yeah, I get a lot more of the ethanol burn on the finish. I don't know. I kind of like it. It starts to go kind of grapefruity.
Yeah,
for me on the finish as well. It's just weird how like it's like a fruit punch of a whiskey.
You got any Perry's Punch?
I put it in the cabinet before you got over here because I had some last night, and I don't have much left, but I did find out last night that there's more at Total Wine.
I've got one backup of the maple that I don't want to open.
I have just under half a bottle of the maple.
I need the other 2, and I don't know. I think there's only one left, so one version. Yeah. I don't know if Sherbert's left. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Regardless, yeah.
So yeah, finish is not bad. I just think I kind of judge the finish more with this one on how long it lasts, and it kind of drops off a little too quick for me. But there is a finish, so I gave it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it just a little bit better than you do.
It's okay.
The price, though, I think is great. Again, from a collectability standpoint, it's a very solid product as well. Fairly widely accessible. Yeah, it's a little bit on the higher end of, premium.
It's a once a year release though.
But exactly. Yeah. It's a once a year release. I think that, this is also a very good representation consistently of what Barrell can do as an NDP, as a blending company.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4.
We're off by 0.5.
Yeah. So you gave it a 13. I gave it a 13.5.
I think this price, when you think of this as a once a year release, good proof, and compare it to other things around that are $100 or more at 80. You said 85.
85.
At $85, this is worth every bit of $85.
Yeah.
I think this is, and if you compare it to other limited barrel products too.
Yeah.
I mean, now, we've got these gold and, gray.
That gray label bourbon over there, at $250, I think is half of the product.
Yeah.
Half of the whiskey that
I think
the New Year is.
I think this punches way above the price tag.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy that we're about to start 2023.
Ugh.
Shit. Wild, man. I think of that John Mulaney special where he was talking about buying a house with his ex-wife, and they were talking to the realtor or whomever, and they said, this is what it's going to be for you to, by the time it gets to 2025. And he was like, 2025? That's not a real year.
That's like 100 years away.
Yeah.
Now here we go.
Now we're 2 years away from it.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. But yeah, if you see it, I think it's a good thing to have around.
This is a good, if you can get this before New Year's too, like I don't know how available it is or if they've already put it in stores.
There's a chance I might wind up grabbing a bottle for
this is a great New Year's for
too. So there you go. Do you have any high proof hot takes this week?
Not really. I mean, I was going to keep it happy since it's Christmas time.
I got one.
I'm just going to say group chats. Go ahead.
It's okay to listen to audiobooks in place of reading them.
That's a hot take?
That's a hot take, man. I think it is because people, because and I was
they like gatekeepers, and you're like, you can only
kind of, but like and I was not that I was like of the opinion that you could only read books, but I was of the persuasion that I could only absorb the information of a book through actually reading it as opposed to listening to it. And I just started listening to audiobooks this week. I am hooked.
Nice.
I
need to do that. I don't read enough books.
I got through a novel in a day. I'm in the middle of a memoir from somebody.
Okay.
It's better for me to not name the person because I think that it's
somebody be like, oh, purr.
Yeah, it might show my hand a little bit, but I don't want that.
Yeah. So audio.
You can probably make some assumptions as it is, but it's
Kanye.
Sorry. Yay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeezy.
No, I'm pretty over Kanye West. But yeah, I'm in the middle of, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And there's something about when the author of a memoir or of a book is the one that's actually reading it to you as well, which is what is happening with this one.
A voiceover dude to do it, like Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman or something.
This is a long one though. It's almost 30 hours worth of a book, whereas the novel that I got finished with the other day was about 9 hours. So, it was a complete 180 from where I started out. But it just kind of opened up this whole world of like, I'm doing so much. Let me say that again. I am doing so many other things and I'm doing so much else that I don't really have the time anymore to sit down with a physical book and read it.
Yeah.
And so I already listen to podcasts. I already, watch YouTube videos. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I'll have some with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you want to have?
I would love some. But yeah, high proof hot take. It is okay to listen to audiobooks.
I'm down with that.
In place of reading books.
I'm down with that.
I did find myself at one point through the, and I'll talk about what book this was in Tips and Bits. About halfway through it going, gosh, I really wish that there were a subtitle option for this book, which then I realized that's just the book.
I have no words. As somebody who watches anime with subtitle only, that you're listening to a book in English and you're asking for subtitles.
I like watching shows with subtitles though. But
you're listening to a book.
Yeah, I know. It was.
How are you going to listen to a subtitle?
It was the worst mental gymnastics I have ever done.
So they're going to read it, and then somebody else is going to come through in a clearer voice and say what they just said.
No. Like actually have like text.
Of
scrolling across the screen so that I could see.
You're wrecking your car as you're driving, trying to listen to this.
Well, I was working, so. You know how dumb that sounds, though? It's the stupidest sounding thing in the world. To be like, I wish that there were a subtitled version so that I could read what they are saying to me. And that's just, the book. That's just the book. That's just being an idiot and not realizing that you want to read a book. No, I do.
I love it.
I do still love like actually the physical act of reading books, and I wish I had more time for it, and I truly just don't.
That's good.
But I just like I don't know, man.
That's funny. I love that.
My brain just broke in that moment.
Subtitles for an audiobook. That is my favorite thing. Right?
Yeah, that's
a me thing.
That's like an alternative local indie band.
Subtitle
audiobook subtitles.
Oh, that's a perfect name.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
If you steal that name, we'll kill you.
Okay, tips and bits.
Tips and bits. So I think I'll save this for later, and we can do more of a deep dive into it. Finish Wednesday.
Good.
And we could review that. But since it's Christmas, I'm just going to rattle off some of my must-see Christmas movies.
Cue the royalty-free Christmas music.
Cue the
Holiday
clickbait
music.
title that says, Whiskey Mutant's Top Christmas Shows. Let's go. In no particular order. Elf.
Love it.
National Lampoon's Christmas.
A+.
Gremlins. Fuck you.
I don't have the nostalgia for Gremlins that you do and
The
most people do.
claymation Rudolph.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
Any of those Bankin' and Rass shows, movies.
Christmas Story.
100%.
Has to be.
New Christmas
Silent
Story.
Night, Deadly Night 2. If you watch the first one, don't worry about it, because 2, they've replayed the first one pretty much already.
Have I seen?
It's garbage day! Do you know that? I don't think. You need to watch that.
Okay.
And Black Christmas.
I might have some time to watch some
Silent Night,
stuff
Deadly
tonight.
Night 2, and Black Christmas. What else? Star Wars Christmas Special. You have to. You just have to. This is at the end of the night after you've drank a bunch and you're just gone.
You know what's better than watching the Star Wars Christmas special is watching the Star Wars Christmas special or holiday special with James and Mason from the Weekly Planet
that's a
doing
good idea.
their audio commentary over top of it. It is so friggin' funny, man.
You got to. End of the night, kids are asleep, you've drank too much, you put that on, you end the night, thank me later. What you got?
Like Christmas?
Anything. Tips. That was just my tips and bits.
I think I'm getting
saying.
a text from my wife saying we're too loud.
Oh, no.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I got hyped up over.
No, we're good. We're good. We're still good.
We're still good.
We're still good.
We good, bro.
We're good. We're still good.
That song is awesome. Lil Dicky. I don't know. Anyway.
I'll get to this book in a second. My favorite Christmas show, children's Christmas show growing up, and I still have a soft spot for it, was Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, classic.
That was my favorite. I like even in the middle of the year, I would like
probably the first zombie movie I ever watched.
It is a zombie movie,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't yet. I really want to watch the David Harbour Violent Night.
Yeah, I need to watch that too.
I don't know if it's on streaming yet.
It's
or
not. It's still in theaters.
Have we recorded? We haven't recorded since I watched Terrifier 2.
We gotta save that because we gotta review those together.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, we gotta do that together.
There was it had me thinking well after I watched it as well. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
Yeah.
I really want you to watch it soon though, because it's something.
No, I'm just waiting.
Yeah. But I did watch the new Christmas Story movie, Christmas Story Christmas.
How'd you like that?
I really enjoyed it.
Good.
It's not perfect, but I do love when you take something like that is that kind of nostalgic, and you take the actors that were in the original thing, and they come back for it.
Scott Fargus in this.
Scott Farkus?
I thought it was Fargus.
Farkus.
Either way, it's the same thing.
Scott Farkus.
He in it?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a really, really good scene in it. It'll rip your heart out at times. Openly weeping.
Damn.
Every now and then. There were plenty of moments where I laughed out loud. It is just so good though, man. It's going to be part of my annual holiday watch through.
Good.
From here on out, much like Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Oh hell yeah,
will be.
Well, we talked about that, but it's so good
moving forward. I want to touch on the one nerdy thing that kind of was big this week. Henry Cavill's not Superman.
Good.
What? You didn't like him as Superman?
No, I liked him as Superman. I do. I think he's a great Superman.
But you're happy that he's not Superman
But
anymore?
I think he could do better, like in a different role.
Like you want him to be in a Marvel movie?
Oh, yeah.
You want him to be Captain Britain?
No. I want him to be a blonde-haired, cape-wearing
Hyperion
maniac.
Oh, you want him to be Sentry?
Yes.
Oh, I would love him as Sentry.
No, I like Henry Cavill. I do think, honestly, like, if we're rebooting everything, starting new, I think it's okay to just start fresh with new everything. I think it's a dumbass move to put him, spoiler alert, at the end of Black Adam, and then just not have him be in it if they're going to continue with Black Adam.
You know what it felt like for me was it was like I got back together with my ex-girlfriend thinking things are going to be different this time. We're going to make it work.
Y'all went on one good date and then you're like, I'm out.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like a very quick breakup.
I get that.
Afterwards.
I get that.
I've had a lot of emotions about Henry Cavill hopping back into the role of Superman and then getting dumped by James Gunn and Peter Safran. And I mean, I understand it. It's nothing. I don't harbor any animosity towards them for it, but I love
show up at their house. What are you doing?
Why did you do that? Leave Henry alone.
Leave him alone.
I loved that casting choice, and I thought he was so perfect.
I think he's a great Superman.
But it was so wasted.
Yeah,
too.
It really was.
And it was a management issue. It wasn't like. Anyway, we could get into it, but it's a disappointment that he's not going to be in the role anymore.
It's gonna be okay.
I've cried my tears.
We're gonna make it through this.
I know.
We got it.
I have more tears to cry.
We got it. Tell us about that book.
I read. Yeah, it's called The Midnight Library.
Midnight Suns.
No.
Oh.
Have you played it yet?
No, but I just love Midnight Suns in general. Like I love the comic. I love like that group.
The reviews seem to be a little mixed.
I just read the comic book. Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Midnight Library. It is about a woman who commits suicide and then experiences. She basically in the limbo between life and death goes to a place where she can experience all of the other lives that she could have lived.
Like a multiverse thing.
It's a multiverse story.
Nice.
I'm a sucker for multiverse stories.
I love it.
As it is. Really just a fascinating read. I wouldn't say that it is the most well-written book in the world, but I enjoyed it. There were some times where I was like, okay, I get it. Let's move it along. Like you can kind of figure out what the themes are behind it and everything. But Carey Mulligan read the audio version of it. I love Carey Mulligan. She's just a phenomenal actor. But oh man, it's funny because I go through these periods where I don't read many books. Now I'm into the period where I'm going to be reading books all the time, every week. And listening to books
with subtitles.
Yes. Yeah. Listening in my head with subtitles. But I go through these periods where I don't read anything, and then I find a title that I just am like, I have to read this book, and that was that for me. Like it doesn't have to be like the most eloquent thing in the world, but it was enough for me to get over that hump of like, I need to get back into this.
Right.
So
Nice.
it's good, man.
Awesome.
It's a fun little science fiction.
Have you watched Everything
Romp.
Everywhere All at Once?
I still have not watched it
I
yet.
put that on the list.
Yeah,
Got to.
I actually might watch that tonight.
Yeah, it's streaming now. So
Because I want to do our our alternate top 10 lists over on Patreon, like top 10 movies, top 10 albums, stuff like that that came out this year. So maybe we'll do that for the pregame chats next week.
Yeah.
So,
You know how you see the pregame? Don't see them, you hear them.
yes, I do. I know. Do you know?
I know. Do they know?
I don't-
Patreon.com/mybourbonpod.
That's how you,
Go to the
slash my bourbon podcast.
Yeah. You can sign up.
Yeah, but
If you just want to give us $1.
But if you go to patreon.com/mybourbonpod, you're not going to get there.
It won't just come up My Bourbon Pod. Patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast.
It'll send you to a 404.
Really? I feel like I've said patreon.com/mybourbonpod. Anyway, go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. For $5 a month, you get all the bonus stuff. 404, baby. Look at that little foxy boy.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. And the links are in everything. Anyway,
It's one of those, like, it's important. I'm sorry to correct you on it. It's important, though, that people know the right.
I'm leaving. Just joking.
I'm joking. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
But yeah, $5 a month, you get all the bonus stuff. You get episodes uncut. You get to listen to them a little earlier than everybody. So join that. That's a good Christmas present for somebody.
Right into your podcast app,
Yeah.
too.
That feed. Put that feed in there.
It's importante.
Yeah. So yeah, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to send us a message? Do you want to send us a message?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just playing. If you want to send us a message or a
I
question.
felt like I was having a stroke.
No, I was going to be like, yeah, I'll send a message to this. It messed up. That was bad. Start over. Whiskey Mutant, how do you send a message or a question to us? Well, you send a message at thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. That always gets me messed up because I want to say this is my bourbon podcast.
No, I know. They look.
It's
The shop was around before the podcast was around. I wish I could go and edit the email address. There's no way to do that.
Oh.
I will probably wind up in the near future I will start probably a new Gmail account that is just that's a better way to reach us than
This is my bourbon shop at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send us a message.
And go check out This Is My Bourbon Shop too, with all of our apparel and merchandise.
Yeah, what he said.
That's why that email exists. Because
Yeah.
I thought, I'm a graphic designer. I'm going to do an apparel
If you
shop.
want to get some apparel that's not Christmas related or is Christmas to have it for next Christmas, get on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bourbonshop.threadless.com. If you want some Whiskey Mutant merch, it's whiskeymutant.myshopify.com. If you want to be on the podcast in audio form, leave us a message. 859-428-8253. It's the Barrel Ring segment. You leave us a question or you just say something and we'll reply back to you right on air. You're on the podcast. Congratulations. You don't get anything else but being on the podcast.
You get the no prize.
Yeah. You can hashtag, hey, I was on the Barrel Rings with this. Hashtag, I was on the Barrel Rings. If you want to go to social media, pretty much everything at
I was
MyBourbonPod.
on the Barrel Rings with us.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I was on the Barrel Rings. No, hashtag, I was on the Barrel Rings.
I thought it was on the Barrel Rings with us.
No, hashtag, I was
that's
on
what
the
made me
barrel
laugh so hard. Is that it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All social media at MyBourbonPod. If you want to follow Perry, personal stuff, pictures of his kid, all that stuff. P-Order 1792. If you want to follow me at
She's
Whiskey
cute.
Mutant. She is cute.
I got a cute kid, man.
Yeah, you do.
You got cute kids too.
My kids are jerks sometimes.
So is mine.
Yeah. Mainly those are on Facebook. You can follow me.
My kid the other day, it wasn't really that she was being a jerk, but it was so funny to me how
she flipped you off.
How adult this seemed. But she was like carrying something around, and she dropped it, and she just kind of looked at it for a second, and she just kicked it.
She's like, you're going to get that. I know you are.
Dang it.
Yeah, dang
and
it.
I laughed, and I shouldn't have, because then she started kicking more stuff. But it's just like, ugh. Like, I've had enough of this crap today.
Yeah, get it away. If you want to kick somebody, go to YouTube and watch this.
Yeah. Watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to watch us and you just want to listen to us, your favorite podcast app of choice.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And wherever you do that, leave us a 5-star rating and review, please, because we love those. They help us get in front of other people who may have never heard of the show before, who may be looking for a new bourbon podcast. We've been around for a long time. We're going to do a little reintroduction to who we are at the beginning of the year as well.
Redux.
So by doing that, it's going to be a great way for, the synergy to unfold and to actually perform well. So leave us a 5-star rating and review. It's not just for us to know that you are listening. It also pushes us up in the algorithm. And if you do such a thing and you are okay with it, we will read out your review here on the podcast. And if you don't want us to, just let us know. But most people who do are pretty okay with it. So there we go. Anything else?
I don't know. I feel like I've messed up.
I don't think you have.
I feel like I forgot something. Ho, ho, ho!
My heart literally...
Tim-Bip Christmas!
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy spending time with your family.
Tell us what you're pouring.
Well. Let us know.
Tell us
Hashtag
what
my
you're
bourbon
pulling
pod.
out. Hashtag Tim-Bip pull out. Do it.
Keep the conversation going on social media. Hashtag my bourbon pod. We love to see all that. That does it for this week. We'll see you all after the Christmas.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Holiday I'll see you tomorrow. But we're going to let you know next week what our top 10 whiskeys of 2022 are.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Hen Bar didn't make it.
Oh, shocker. Shocker. See y'all next week. Until then, I'm Perry.
Ho, 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 I'm Whiskey Mutant.
And this is my bourbon podcast.
Humbug.
I still have this beanie on.
You better not take it off.
I'm not right now.
If I see you tomorrow without a beanie, I'm pissed.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.